Guys, in this video, I'm going to try and build the world's strongest RC car. This is my first ever RC car, and I got this thing when I was around about 10 years old. It started life as a Tamiya Mantaray, and yeah, done a few upgrades, if you can call them upgrades. But it was never really that tough. Then came my HBI Savage XL, and guys, this, for many years, was my go-to beater. Until this came out, the Traxxas X-Max 8S. And guys, this is my all-time favourite RC car. The size of it, the durability of it, the easiness of working on it. I mean, this thing takes an absolute beating, and I would say it's probably stronger than any other RC car that I have, and that's surprising because it's so big and so heavy. A lot of people don't know the size of a Traxxas X-Max, but yeah, they're pretty big. And what's even more surprising is that this thing is almost stock. But then a lot of you guys in the comments said to me, Kev, the armours are so much stronger than the Traxxas X-Max, why don't you get one? So I did. Now, my first experience with it wasn't that great. I mean, I almost bent the chassis right away, and it was a nice car to drive, don't get me wrong, it's fast, but it definitely was not up to the abuse that I was giving these cars. This is a stock chassis, and I straightened it multiple times, and I replaced it with many upgrades from Just Bash It RC. So we got a chassis on there, super heavy duty, super durable, but it's a little bit on the heavy side, and although I cannot break this chassis, I mean, I've given it some abuse and I can't manage to bend it. It is now very heavy, and as a result, it tends to bust other parts now. I mean, it's a tricky compromise, is to build something lightweight and durable, and this is what I'm going to try and do with this rig here. So a lot of you guys said, get the version 4 crate and it's even stronger. So I did. Check it out. So I've been watching some videos on YouTube, and Rich Duperbash, he's got Cratons and Talions and many other armours, and he sends them to the moon like you wouldn't believe. I mean, some of his jumps are like, make my jumps look small. Oh. So definitely, I'm going to put a link to Rich's channel down below. Make sure you check him out and show him some love. Tell him that Kev sent you. And he uses, let me just show you what he uses. So this is a care package from M2C Racing, and this is probably the weakest part of a 6S armour is the chassis. And this is a lightweight chassis made out of 70-75 aluminium, and I've actually seen these in action at Paddlesworth, and Richard Duperbash uses these, and as far as I'm aware, nobody has managed to bend one of these yet. And they're lightweight too. So I'm going to put a link down below to M2C Racing, and these are a lot of the parts that he does here. So I've got a few other goodies here. I'm going to unbox these in a minute and do a little montage to show you all. Now, another major weakness of these armoured trucks are these hinge pin braces here, and at the time of making this video, M2C Racing doesn't make any, but Custom RC Upgrades do. So let's have a little look to see what they sent me. By the way, guys, I'm going to put a link to Custom RC Upgrades down below. Oh, check it out. So I've got a complete bearing kit, a steering rack, some bushes for the rear wing, and check out these hinge pin braces. They look absolutely epic. Next, we have a little care package from Just Bash It RC. Let's have a little look what these sent me. Oh, check it out. So I've got a servo mount, wheel nuts, and one of these steering top plates. That's this piece here. So massive thanks to Just Bash It RC. Link to their website down below. So next, let's have a little look at some of these M2C parts. I've got these shock bushings here. So these, I believe, are the bits that go in up here. I've got some extra strong suspension hinge pins. These are the pins that go in here. So these stock pivot ball caps that screw in here, they always come loose. And I've lost a few of these before in the past, and I know many other people have that same problem. So if you look at these M2C ones, they've got a shoulder on here. And the idea of that is that once they screw in, this bit here, is because it's taller, look, it's thicker, it kind of wedges itself into the plastic and stops them backing out. Check out this chassis, guys. So it's got these steel ball bearings embedded into the chassis. And the idea of that is where these droop screws are. They have a habit of rubbing away and wearing into the chassis. So now that they're rubbing onto hardened steel, that shouldn't happen. And this is all made out of 70-75 aluminium. Next up, we have these wing supports here. So these sit in here, and then I think you've got to drill a hole through the tower and they bolt on there. And it just makes the whole rear end a lot stronger. And it also comes with a little drill bit so you can drill through that tower. Next up, we have the chassis braces. Check them out. That's got some beef to this. I can't see these things ever bending. Next up, I've got these bladderless style shock caps and some different pistons. Now, I'm not going to put these in just yet. I'm going to leave these for a different video. I'm going to run the shock stock as they are for now. Then I'm going to leave these for a different video. Also, I've got these sliding motor mounts. So I won't be needing that for the version 4 because the version 4 already comes with a sliding mount. So I'm going to keep hold of these because I can put these into my version 3 Outcast and also into my version 3 Kraton. So I would just like to say a massive thanks to Mitch at M2C Racing for supplying these parts here, Lee from Custom RC Upgrades for these parts, and Kurt from Just Bash It RC for these parts here. So I'm going to put a link to all of that lot down below. I've also got a few other parts here from Just Bash It RC that I didn't use last time. I will be doing a video about these at some point. So I've got some different size servo holders, some more of these steering top plates. I've got some axles adapters here so you can run Traxxas X-Max wheels and tyres on a Kraton. Also these spiky wheel nuts, hub extenders, also the stock servo that comes with these armours. I'm not a massive fan. They've never lasted me long. They don't really have that much power. So I'm going to be putting this servo in here. This is a JX servo, masses of torque. I think it's got like 36 kgs of torques. So I'm going to put a link to that servo down below. It's relatively cheap, loads of torque, loads of speed, loads of power. Next, I'm going to ditch the radio that these armours come with now. This is a Spectrum STX2, and these have got a massive delay. When you accelerate, there's like a split-second delay from when it actually does something. The same with the steering, and that makes it very difficult to control. And I'm not the only one complaining. A lot of other people have complained about this radio. And also, they can sometimes just cause runaways. So Ian had this controller on his Kraton, and it smashed into his leg. So, nah, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to put on this Fly Sky controller here. So these are like a premium quality controller. It's got colour screen, loads of model memories, loads of features. It's really made out of some good materials, a lot of metal parts, and the price of these is quite reasonable for what you're getting. So I'm going to put a link to that radio down below, and this is the radio that I'm going to be using in this build. Also, I've got a few RPM parts here. So I've got RPM arms, RPM wing mount, and RPM skid plates. Because the stock arms, although I would not say that they're a weak spot, I have broken a couple, and so far I have not broken any RPMs, and I want to make this thing as strong as I possibly can. And shock tower wires, I'm not fully sure what I'm going to run on this yet. For now, I'm going to keep them stock. Right, that's enough waffling. So now I'm going to put all this stuff on. I'm not going to do a proper wrenching videos, guys, because this is a long job anyway. And if I was to do a proper wrenching video on this and put all the camera into all the different angles, it was going to take me weeks. So I'm going to put the GoPro up here, and we're going to set that up as a time lapse. And I'm also going to be doing it live. So by the time you've seen this video, the live stream would have already happened. But the live stream is going to be over on my other channel. I'm going to put a link to that channel down below. More Kevin Talbot. That's where all my live streams go. You're all welcome to come in and chat with us, have fun, join in with the party. So I'm going to go over live now. And so you can go and see the build there live. It's probably going to take long and you're probably going to get bored. So you've got the time lapse you can watch if you want to see it quick, or you've got the live that you can watch if you want to see it in depth. Alright, let's jump over to the live and to the GoPro. Oh, guys, she's done. I mean, not done, but I mean done to the point where now I can give it a blast. Check out the chassis, look, guys. Check out all these hinge pin braces. I mean, I'm hoping now that this thing is going to take an absolute and utter hiding. So I actually went with a different radio in the end. This radio here comes with 2 receivers. It comes with a small one, and that went into this car here. And the other receiver is too big to fit into the case of the Armour Kraton. So I just went with the Tactic unit. This is the radio that used to come with the Armours before Horizon took over. And these, they perform absolutely perfectly. It's got quick throttle response, precise steering. There's no delay. It feels sort of fairly good quality. So I've got no issues with this radio at all. It's just a shame that I had to change over to a worse radio. You know, there's nothing wrong with the original. You know, there's an old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And maybe that should apply when it comes to this new crappy Spectrum radio. By the way, I'm not bashing on Spectrum. I do generally like Spectrum. I've got this Spectrum controller here. I've got absolutely no issues with that. The radio that the Armour Infraction comes with is also a better radio with no delay, and the AVC on there is absolutely insane and makes this thing sort of drive sort of laser arrow straight. It's just a cheap ass radio that this thing comes with, just sucks. So I've still got to put these shock absorber parts on, but they're going to be for a different video. I'm going to run the shocks stock as they are. I also want to upgrade the shock bottoms at some point, and also obviously the shock towers, but for now I've only got the stock ones, so that is how we're going to run it. Alright, quick montage. Oh look, we got AS Steve in the house.
Good afternoon, everybody.
We have Doctor in the house, and he's going to be calibrating my ESC so we can actually get some brakes, hopefully. But I've lost my program box, so Steve's got to do the buttons.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to calibrate it first.
Alright, here we are at Pat's little local skate park. And AS Steve's got it all set up now, so now I've got brakes, I've got all the proper punch setting, I've got everything's better. I'm running these ZOP power lipos, loads of power. Link to those is going to be down below. So now, without any more procrastination, let's see if we can break it. Anyway, I'm running my old body because I want to keep the body it came with as a shelf queen. So, let's see how long this thing's going to last then. First run. Oh.
What happened there?
I don't know, but why did that lock up?
I don't know, that wheel got caught in the shell, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. That one.
Oh, I forgot to put the sway bars back on. Alright, I'm going to put the sway bars back on. Alright, newbie mistake, got the sway bars back on. Now, let's let it have it. Alright, doing it one-handed here, guys, so... I wonder if I could make it into there.
I reckon you could.
Not while the school's on though, because it might go through the window. So far so good. I want to really air it out, man. It definitely needs some rich duper bass shock tuning, because when it lands it's like boing. Yeah. Everything looking perfect so far, boys. So this is on the stock gearing. Oh, it's fast. Oh, what? Uh-oh. What's happened? Drive shaft's popped out. Shaft's popped out there, look. It's chewed up the arm a little bit. I did hear people say that they cut a little bit off the end of the arm so you can get it in more. So I think that's going to be the next modification. So that's going to be it for this video. We're going to take it out again in a different video and give it absolute and utter carnage. Alright, back in the shop. Got it all back together again. Got the drive shaft back into the cup. A little bit of damage there on the lower arm, look, where it's been spinning around on there, but I didn't notice straight away and try to do that little speed run. Overall, it's only a short bash. We're going to take it out again many more times, give this thing a lot more abuse, but so far it held up absolutely perfectly. So the chassis so far still 100% perfectly flat. All his hinge pin braces have held up perfectly, these other little plates, the servo mount. I've just put the Just Bash It RC wheel nuts on there as well, because I forgot to put them on there originally. So far, first impressions, very good. And here's all the stock parts that came off of this truck. And there's not actually as much as I first thought. So we're going to be putting this thing through its paces, and we're going to see if this is going to be my new strongest RC car that I have. So to sum it all up, I want to give a massive shout out to Mitch at M2C Racing for the chassis and some of the other parts, Lee from Custom RC Upgrades, and Kurt from Just Bash It RC for supplying these parts. I'm going to put a link to all of those websites down below. So I hope you liked this video, guys. If you did, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified, thumbs down if you suck, and I'll see you over on one of these other videos. Bye.